So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sagittarius 2026 predictions. And of course, Merry Christmas. You know, it's so funny that whenever I go to businesses and buy something, whenever they see an Indian, they're like, Happy Holidays. Somebody else who's like a regular American, Merry Christmas. I'm like, bro, Merry Christmas. I'm not one of those weirdos that is offended. This is your country. You need to celebrate what you celebrate. Jeez. Anyway, I'm ranting. So today we're doing Sagittarius. Okay. And remember, my marriage course is now active on my Kapiel Astrology Academy, where I'm going to teach everything related to marriage, including some tips and tricks that you have never heard about, that you have never known, but you'll get to find out. Okay, especially regarding the marriage timing. So, 2026, as you know, for Sagittarius, Jupiter is in the 7th house, literally till June of first week of 2026. And it's going to be retrograde by till March 11th. Then it enters Cancer into the 8th house. Saturn is transiting your 3rd house in Pisces, direct. And it will be in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra by July. Then July, August, it enters in Revati, then goes back into Uttar Bhadrapada when it retrogrades, all the way till December. And Rahu, Ketu are, of course, in your Saturn is in your 4th house. Yeah, forgot. Saturn is in the 4th house, and then Rahu, Ketu are in the 3-11 axis, where Rahu is in the 3rd house in Aquarius, and then Ketu is in the 9th house in Leo. So, the first thing is first, okay? Jupiter in the 7th house, especially in Gemini, and especially being retrograde. See, what happens with this Jupiter, a person becomes hungry. A retrograde planet is a planet that is empty and it's hungry and it wants to be fed. You know, when you are really hungry, you haven't eaten anything since morning, you were working, you were doing some physical work, and when you come home, you're going to take at least 2 or 3 plates, 2 or 3 servings of the same thing. Because it's like you're just wanting to gobble up. So this is what happens. And this Jupiter is hungry for communication with the other people, hungry for communication with their spouse. They are hungry for divine interaction with their significant other. And this is a challenging time period because you know what happens is they want that divine interactions, that divine intervention, but mistakes will be made in communication. That's why Jupiter is retrograde here. And in Gemini, what happens is Jupiter has to become a childlike guru, childlike person in Gemini. Jupiter has to kind of dumb down its intelligence and its knowledge to connect with the other person. And this is where then Jupiter is not experienced. Jupiter doesn't have that experience of talking like a teenager. And so when they do try, it creates more issues while it's retrograde till March 11th. Okay, big disputes or big miscommunications happen with significant other, with a spouse, obviously, and people that you do business with. Because what happens here, Jupiter will make you think like, oh, I need to joke a little bit more. I need to be hip a little bit more when I'm interacting with people. And doing that, because remember, you got to understand one thing. The jokes that were normal in 1990s, which we thought, man, it's normal. Now it's like some Nazi language. You know, and this is why, obviously, I hate political correctness. Absolutely hate it. But it is what it is. But the thing is, if you try to do those 90s jokes now, yeah, the other person will get offended. They will try to cancel. Okay, and especially do not make big financial decisions related to your business. If you have a business, do not make big financial decisions unless the only way this Jupiter is going to help you is if you have been looking for a loan for business, wanting to do better in your business by getting a loan. Here, this Jupiter retrograde will give you opportunities from previous lenders who may have rejected you, but they may accept you now. But on the other hand, this is very subjective because you can also get loans that are not good for you. You may not even need a loan as a business owner, and yet you feel like, oh, I need to have a loan, because that's what every business does. Now, once Jupiter goes direct, and this is where Jupiter will begin to find its light towards not only interacting better with the significant other, but this Jupiter, while it's retrograde and direct both, you will see many, many proposals will come, especially in a country like India, Malaysia, Singapore, where a lot of Indians are there. US, I wouldn't really go with that, but still, there's still traditional arranged marriage scenario in these particular places, including Dubai. So you will see a lot of old proposals come back that are like, hey, our son is still available. Our daughter's still available. What's going on? It's just so funny though when I think about it. Like, really, two people who want to spend time together for the rest of their life literally have to become like a merchant and sell each other, or the family will sell each other. It's just, I know it is what it is, but this is a best time period, okay, to get proposals and find yourself in a matrimonial, bondage. Now again, just remember, Jupiter in the 7th house doesn't guarantee marriage. Jupiter looking at the 7th house doesn't guarantee marriage. Because remember, the timing of marriage, which you will learn, 3 or 4 different type of calculations have to take place. When these 3-4 things matches, boom, that concentration becomes active. Because you will see when someone gets married, Jupiter may not even be looking at the 7th house or the 7th lord. Jupiter was simply just in 9th house looking at your Ascendant or 2nd house. Okay, but the thing is, because 2026 is the year number 1 of the sun, that means sun house is dominant, right? 9th house is dominant, which means what is the 9th house? Religious and spiritual ceremonies. And what is a marriage? Marriage is actually a ceremonial thing, more than just documents in court. But now also the other thing we see is Ketu is in the 9th house, while Jupiter is in the 7th house. So one thing I'm going to advise you, first of all, whichever Pandit you get, while you're, let's say, getting married, you're getting a priest. Okay, first of all, somehow either priest will postpone, cancel, I can't do this. You will have 2 people, 2 Pandits, 2 priests, 2 imams, okay, or 2 rabbis will be like, no, I can no longer do it. They get sick or whatever, and you have to get the 3rd one. And especially if, let's say, even if you're a regular Hindu. Okay. Right now, Ketu being in the 9th house, and if you want everything to go smooth, hire a Sikh Punjabi priest to do your marriage. Because it don't matter. See, it don't matter. It's not like just because they're Sikh, they can only do, what do you call Guru Nanak, and then what is it, Guru Granth Sahib. In India, when I used to live in People Mahadev, couple of temples, I remember, it was a Sikh priest came in, did the mantras and all that. Okay, because of Ketu in the 9th house, they actually will be the one that will be there on time and do things on time. You will see also if you do get married, break a glass. Like in Jewish culture, the bride breaks the glass under the, I think it's a white cloth, and they break the glass. When you enter to do the marriage, break a glass at the doorsteps of the temple and underneath the cloth. Because otherwise, some kind of a discrepancy has to happen. Something has to break. So you want to break that glass while Ketu's in the 9th house, transiting all the way till December. And Jupiter, obviously here right now, blesses one's social circles, interaction with siblings. One will naturally try to create more social circles, will create more opportunities for gains and increasing their monthly income, while Jupiter is looking at the 3rd house. Okay, blessings to your siblings are coming. They're going to be doing well more than what they have done before. Okay, but the thing is, once Jupiter enters the 8th house in Cancer, here a person becomes excellent in finding hidden wealth, unaccounted wealth, finding unearned wealth, meaning you suddenly find ability to invest in some business, something, and it now gives you that residual capital gains, or capital gains. While Jupiter is in the 8th house, a person naturally tends to gravitate towards knowledge of Jyotish, knowledge of occult, knowledge of meditation, yoga. Like even an atheist will do meditation, right? Because now science is proving that. So of course I'm going to do it because it's science. Science created the universe, don't you guys know? Science created everything. But that's what happens. So Jupiter here is going to give divine blessings upon your 8th house. And especially in Cancer, and especially when Jupiter goes retrograde next year while it's in Cancer too, right? It's going to make a person hungry for knowledge that they have never heard about, knowledge that they have never spoken about too. And at the same time, you will see Jupiter suddenly gives them gains. Now, let's say Jupiter is in the 2nd house, 5th house, 9th house, 11th house in your birth chart, and Jupiter is transiting the 8th house. Oh boy. Unexpected money comes in, unexpected bonuses comes in, unexpected promotion will come in. This is also a great period where your income of your in-laws and businesses of your in-laws will improve and do well. Now, Ketu is transiting the 9th house, and this is why I said people who are having Jupiter going to the 8th house will suddenly find interest in occult and mysticism. Why? Because Ketu is in the 9th house. You are no longer focused on a very pragmatic way of understanding religion and higher knowledge. The chastisement that you have towards your religion is kind of like very subtle. You're like, I don't want to go for different gods. Just give me that one thing. I want that one thing. I want that oneness. And Ketu is getting that energy of transiting Jupiter from the 8th house. He's saying, okay, come to me and I will show you the way. And this is why Jupiter Ketu is a connection of what? Astrologers, occultists, tantrics. So a lot of Sagittarius people will be initiating into certain type of meditations. But yes, this is the period where we do see either your father retires, father looks to become more introvert, father looks to get more forgiveness in life. Especially when you're in 40s, 30s, 40s, father is old. Here you will see a big change in father. But on the other hand, because Ketu's in Leo, you will see the father will have tremendous hunger for establishing one's legacy. Like especially during this time period, you will see father will begin to talk about insurance and inheritance and wills and estates, related to their children. A spouse will, or father will also. Now, if let's say there's naturally malefics in the 9th house, then father here becomes very motivated to take care of finances, money, and wanting to increase one business. If there's no planets in your 9th house, you will see father wants to retract back, father wants to take time off, father wants to go on pilgrimages. Father becomes very critical, and especially becomes critical of one's own children. And sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. Could be a constructive criticism. Otherwise, it just could be like abusive criticism. Okay, but we definitely see that for Sagittarius people, you will see father especially will definitely get some kind of a cut, okay, on their body part. The other thing, this is also the time period where if you're looking to go into higher education related to research, you get it. But if you're looking to get into higher education related to marketing, related to, just anything that is not connected with Ketu, you will see that there's going to be some block first, couple of blocks before you proceed with getting into that educational institute. You may delay something. But if let's say you're going for law, chartered accountancy, coding, research, you know, any kind of like a specialized education, this is the perfect time period to apply for specialized education. Like for example, you did your MBBS, you're a doctor, but now you're like, hey, I want to specialize as an endocrinologist. I want to become a cardiologist. Ketu will allow you to do those things. Well, Rahu in the third house, uh, this is junk food. This is time for junk food for Sagittarius people. You will see many a times Sagittarius people will consume a lot of junk online. Because what is third house? Social media. Right? Thank God right now Jupiter is looking at your third house, so that's why you're watching me. But after Jupiter leaves, yeah, you will be stuck with a lot of junk. Especially you will see Sagittarius people will get a lot of scam calls. And nowadays, if you get a call from your spouse, I'm stranded. Hey, listen, none of the cards are working. Can you Zelle me money? $300. Zelle me money, please, so I can get this. And they can be very convincing. Make sure you and your spouse have a particular code that, hey, just to make sure that this is not AI scam call, what is a code? It could be a phrase, it could be a number, something. That's when you'll know, okay, this is my spouse. But if you say, give me a code, like, what? No, I don't have time. No time for code, no. Then you know these things are scam calls. Okay, and also, young Sagittarius people, please do not fall in trap of get rich quick scheme. See, I abide by the laws of get rich slow scheme. Because here, Rahu in Satabhishat Nakshatra the whole time. You're going to find 100 different people who are trying to gain your attention and especially to give you money opportunities. Why? Because it is second from the second. Third house is second from the second. So here, you become very bold. You want to take risks. You're like, that's it. Elon Musk is now almost a trillionaire, and where am I? What's going on? Like back in the 90s, people are like, oh my God, Bill Gates is worth $50 billion now. Oh my God, what's happening with us? Stop, slow down. Okay, Elon Musk is not, he doesn't have $750 billion sitting in a bank account. He probably can get maximum 4 or 5 billion. Because rest is in equity and stocks. And you, as a CEO, you can't just sell everything at one point. The company will come down in 1 second. Okay, so just remember those things. But here, just be aware of scams. Just be aware of who's calling you, who's trying to, like, because 100 different people will try to give you opportunities. Now, Saturn is in the 4th house in Pisces. Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra, trine from Jupiter. Most of the Sagittarius people will change their furniture completely. Right now, if you change your furniture, you will see either you won't be happy or you'll return it. Especially if you did it 3-4 weeks ago, you must have returned it. Saturn in the 4th house in Pisces. Okay. And Jupiter, while enters the 8th house, even though Saturn is going to be in the 4th house throughout the year, okay, you will see this is the time period that such people begin to do a lot of like penances in the home. See, Saturn being in Pisces is unlimited space. 4th house or 8th house Jupiter looks at the 4th house, expands that. You know what happens? This is every single Sagittarius person will deal with this. You feel extremely alienated in home. You feel extremely lost in home. You know why? You feel there's too much space inside. Space is expanding. You feel like I just need to be outside. You feel kind of like, work, naturally home is bringing duty, commitment, sacrifice in your life. Okay? And Jupiter expands that. Small little responsibility feels tremendously big. And this is after June. Till right now, it'll be okay. And here, Saturn is going to have you help out a relative in your life. Okay? one will naturally also have to take responsibilities of the debts. Debts will be, you will somehow work on decreasing certain debts. Saturn also brings about unlimited opportunities for your career, profession, but yes, it does slow you down, especially if you're over 36th year. And Saturn is going into the 4th house. Here you will see, you'll definitely feel tired, and especially your hips will feel tired. Your thighs will feel much more tired and exhausted. But Saturn here brings an opportunity, okay? Especially if somehow it's connected with Mercury, this is the time period you'll be buying a home. Mercury or Venus. But if it's somehow going over Mercury while it's in the 4th house, just know. Somehow some fixed asset will come to you. Most of the time, 90% is going to be property, real estate. Certain cases, it can also be vehicles. Okay. And then the other thing, Saturn is naturally the planet of your karmic duties. Okay, you will see here. Major responsibility related to mother will be there. But you will see, if mother is a professional, mother suddenly finds unlimited opportunities. Like somehow she feels like there will be expansion in your mother's professional life. Okay, but I do see that big expenses related to some hardware will take place within the home. Usually with Pisces, okay, it's either going to be like overhead water tank. With Pisces, it's also going to be the plumbing lines that are going underneath the kitchen area. And usually you will see if, because Mars transit is going to become quite important here. Right now Mars is in Sagittarius, so 1, 2, 3, like almost around April and May. Okay, April and May. So certain faucet is going to be replaced in your home. Faucet. Okay, it's going to be replaced in the home. Usually people will also go towards reconstructing their bathroom area when Mars enters the 4th house with this Saturn. Okay. But see, Jupiter, like I said, in the 8th house is going to bless your, divinely bless your 4th house, and it'll make you find opportunities related to investments. When it goes into Cancer, you're going to create opportunities for investments, and also you'll donate a lot. And your expenses, you will create expenses because you're trying to create something new in your life. That's where the expenses will come. Okay? So anyway, this was my analysis for 2026. And remember, my marriage course is active, and if you need any transit consultation, everything else is at chaosastrology.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later.